All right. Hello and welcome, everybody. You may be wondering, why is Chase wearing a onesie right now? And the answer is that I wear this onesie to prove a point. And the point is, because we are doing the first video of the new introduction to the how to start your first SEO business and scale it, I'm letting you know that you can be able to work from wherever you want and basically do whatever you want. So whether you're wearing a suit, whether you're wearing a onesie, whether you're working in an office, whether you're working at home, whether you're working in Costa Rica, it doesn't matter. Because once you apply these principles to your business, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can travel, you can wear onesies, you can work from home, you can be your own boss. And so, I've done both. I've had my own business agency where I've gone into work every day, into a location. I've worked from home. What I do recently is work from a bunch of coffee shops because I like to be out and socialize. So today we're going to be covering part one. And as most of you guys know with my programs, I'll share the first part so people can see what's sort of in the program. And specifically what we're going to be talking about is how to brand and start your business, what you're going to need to know. And we're going to be talking about today personal versus company brands, crowd targeting techniques, building your persona, business persona, setting expectations for your business, deciphering your sales process, understanding group mentalities, and niching down and doing topic targeting. So this is all very important. This is all stuff that I wish I would have known and would have done when I first started my business. This is going to give you the ability to really have a good start at what you're doing without targeting everything at once, and what your opt-in strategy is going to be and how you're going to be able to sell audits and get people to want to buy audits from you. So I'm going to show you my process and how you can replicate it into your own business, whether you are doing an agency, whether you're doing, a consulting business, whatever you're doing. And this is a live stream, so if you have any questions, make sure you let me know in chat. It is helpful if you put a star next to your question, so I can a little bit more easily see the question. But if not, I'll still try to get to it. And one thing before we do get started in this program, there are a few templates. I'm going to show you how to access them. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your Teachable account. And let me just go ahead and bring this down so I can show you real quick. So you're going to go into Teachable. If you already have the program. If you don't, then don't worry about it. And because this is obviously still the pre-sale right now, this is just an introduction to the pre-sale. It's not in here yet, but when it is, you're going to be able to see it. And you're just basically, it's going to look like this. You're going to click on it, and it should have the template downloads in there. We're going to have the paid SEO Audit Template and then the agency template that we're going to be using in this program. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about your personal business versus a company brand, or your personal brand versus a company brand. Now, if you look at people like me or Brian Dean or Neil Patel, any of these people that have personal brands, you're going to find one thing in common. And the biggest thing that you're going to see is that, we're all doing most of the marketing, right? So we're doing all the videos, we're doing the blog posts, we're doing the social media. So the cool thing about doing the personal brand is that it gives you the ability to be as transparent as possible, because the more people who know who you are as a person, the more people will want to usually buy from you. Generally, when you have a company that isn't a personal brand, you're going to be having other people doing your marketing. A good example is like Ahrefs. What's the guy's name? Sam something. He does most of the YouTube videos for Ahrefs. but the blog that they have is, combined with a bunch of different types of writers. So you never really know who you're getting, and you're not really hiring from them. You're usually just using their tool as a service, so it's a little bit different. You don't have to worry about who's going to be, doing your SEO. But really the big benefit of having a face of the marketing is that, you have somebody that people can talk to. And so whether you're doing a personal brand or a company brand or agency brand, I would definitely figure out who's going to be doing your content marketing. One of the biggest things about the program that you're going to see within this program that I'm going to be showing you is that you need to have a content strategy to represent your company. And you need to have somebody who's going to be consistently remarketing to or remarketed to your audience. So whether that's, some face of the company like this guy, I forget his name, I keep forgetting his name, Sam something, or whether you're going to do a personal brand and just do all the marketing yourself. Either way, you want to have a text strategy, text-based strategy. So, text content. You want to have a video-based strategy, and you want to have an image-based strategy. And you want to not only just focus on Google, but you also want to focus on social platforms like Facebook, YouTube, that kind of stuff, because the more you're able to remarket and the more people see you, the more they're going to buy from you. Now, the one thing about the personal brand that's really nice is if people see you in a family sense, meaning that they associate you as a friend or like family, and they can get an inside look at your life, you generally will get even higher conversions. So a good example of this is people like, how many of you guys know who Passive Income School is? Give me a 1 in chat. Let me read the comments. We got Graham in chat. Times have changed. You can work wherever you wish. Yep, pretty cool. You can also pretty much do whatever you want, whether you want to travel, whether you want to wear, a onesie at a coffee shop, whether you want to walk into, a business and get a shared workspace, whatever you want to do, you can do it. It just depends on how you want to construct your life. And that's why, this program is so important for me to give to you guys, because, I've been able to, over the last 4 years, take everything that I know and turn it into a lifestyle that I can pretty much do whatever I want. Okay, so Tanya knows who Income School is. West 10 Travel knows. College Debt. What's up, guy? What's up, dude? Dino knows them. Determined Soul. Cool. So yeah, a lot of you guys know who Passive Income School is, and I'll get to the question. Sorry about that, Alex. Let me just finish my thought here. So if we go into here, I don't know why their logo's gone. Pretty weird. Unless that is their logo. It looks like it's a missing image. If we go into here, you'll see that a lot of their stuff is really family based. They really give off this persona that, let me get past this ad. They really give off this persona that, they have this lifestyle with kids, and holy cow, I've never seen 2 ads in a row like that. Well, I guess they didn't do their weird introduction. They usually do like some sort of weird introduction where they're like, here we go, like, Skittles, and they got their kid in here, and then they'll have... They stopped doing it as much, honestly, and maybe that's why their videos aren't performing as well. I don't know. But in their previous videos, they had a lot of stuff around, like, here, like they're out on a hike or something. And so, this has nothing... Obviously, this has nothing to do with SEO. Like, why the heck are they out in nature with a Mac laptop? It looks like it's dirty, actually, from the dirt. It doesn't make sense, but it does from a marketing perspective. From a marketing perspective, this is smart. From a logical standpoint, it doesn't make any sense for them to be recording a video about SEO with a dirty Mac laptop and somewhere in the middle of the wilderness. But what this is portraying, the point I'm trying to make, is that when you have a lifestyle type image, whether it's a personal brand or company agency brand, and by lifestyle type image, I mean if you have a way of showing people that what you're doing gives you the ability to have what you want, you get a lot more followers. You get a lot more views. You get you show a certain sense of accomplishment because you're able to do what you need to do. And so what I do in my stuff, and this is the biggest tip I can give you for right now about the strategy around text, video, image, Google, where you're going to be sharing Google, Facebook, YouTube, is not to just focus on the content itself. Like, you could share any sort of image, doesn't really matter. You could share a video, it doesn't really matter. Because there's a lot of people who do tons of videos. There's this guy named Adam Eckhart or something. He does this marketing channel, and he has tons of videos on it. Like, he posts every single day, but he never really grows in views. I don't know where he's at. There's plenty of people out there who do content all the time, and they never really grow. Here we go. So you can see he gets like 400 views, but this guy does like a video every single day, and they're long videos. And then you'll see somebody like the lazy ass stoner guy who does like 2 videos, and this guy gets, insane views. So why does the guy who's called the lazy ass stoner get more views than, the guy who's really putting out content, really cranking down on stuff? And the answer is it's the way people are portrayed, really. Marketing is not just about content. It's not just about where you're sharing your stuff. It's about creating an image that people feel like they are associated with. So when people see lazy ass stoner, I mean, that's a brilliant marketing name, because somebody who's going to do marketing but they're lazy and they're a stoner, that's funny. That's something that people are like, well, that's interesting. How did the lazy stoner guy, create 1K a month with their blog? And then the way you're portraying this as well in your stuff, you want to, you can see here he's got kind of a cool setup. He's got the computers. He's got blah blah blah. Now, for me, what I do, and this is what you can do in your own business, you can sort of follow what I do, and I'll show you in the Google Drive, because this is one of the templates that you're going to be using in my content calendar. So I'll start creating all the stuff I want people to see. And generally what you want to do is you want to do some sort of topic targeting. So let's say you're going to niche down to I don't know. Let's say you niche down to local SEO, or let's say you niche down to SEO for dentists. Doesn't matter. As long as you choose something that's relevant to what you already know about. Like, you don't want to go out targeting big keywords right away. You don't want to just be like, oh, let's go for, SEO, or like just keyword research, or something that's just super competitive. You want to find things that are going to be longer tail, not longer tail, but more specific to some easier topic. Now, how do you figure out an easy topic? And again, this doesn't just apply to SEO. This applies to any business that's going to be doing topic targeting. So you're going to take all the stuff I'm talking about here, and you can switch it to a pest control company. You could switch it to a moving company. It's the same strategy. Now, what I do is I'll use something like Ahrefs, just because it's kind of nice to be able to use their keyword difficulty checker. It's not necessary if you can't afford Ahrefs. You don't have to do it this way, but I'll show you what I do. So I'll go into Keyword Explorer. I'll go to, let's say I want to be really well known for like something like SEO training, or SEO audits, or whatever. I'll just type in SEO. Then what I usually do is I'll go into keyword ideas, and I'll start looking at the different keyword difficulties, like I don't know, 1 to 10. Then I will go through the parent topics. I'll actually sort by parent topic, and let's just include anything that says something like audit. So boom, we get a little bit of parent topics, but you can see these are all things around SEO audits. Now, the reason why you target topics like this at once is because the more relevant you become for something, the more people are going to want to opt in. And this doesn't just have to do with your rankings. So let me explain that. If you're creating content around SEO audit services, SEO audit reports, SEO audit prices, SEO audit costs, you're going to generally start creating some sort of extra value that people can opt into. And if you're not, then you really need to figure out how to do that, because let's give you the two different scenarios. So in one scenario, we have person A. Person A is targeting, let's say, keyword research. They're targeting this with a content strategy, right? Whether it's text, video, image. Keyword research, SEO audits, local SEO. This is all the stuff they want to rank for. They want to get views for, so on and so on. SEO services, white label SEO, whatever. Or let's say we're in a different industry, like they're targeting pest control and, I don't know all those terms. Well, let's say it's iPhone repair. They're targeting iPhone repair, iPad repair, Android repair. Now, from a local level, that's okay because you have less people to compete with, but from a national level, it's not okay because you're competing with everybody. So what you do is you niche down to something. So let's just say instead of doing all these different things, which is what most people do, they try to rank for all this stuff, just choose one. Let's say it's local SEO. Now, once you do local SEO, you're going to find that usually the parent topic for that's going to be pretty competitive. So if I put this in here, we'll find that the parent topic is at 71. So usually your first keyword, key phrase that you want to target, your parent topic, you don't want it to be like a 71 keyword difficulty, because that means even if you start creating content underneath that, like let's say you create local SEO services, pricing, blah, 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 you're still probably not going to rank for it because your main keyword difficulty is at 71. And the way you target something that's 71 is you do it with a domain that has a decent amount of authority, like 70 authority on the website. So instead of doing that, you probably want to find something more refined. So you could do local SEO for dentists or something. Let's see what that parent topic is. So that's not, let's just do SEO for dentists. Whoops. And here we go, dental SEO 6. So for a parent topic to have 6, right? That's pretty good. You can see that's the parent topic right there. If we click on it, we can find all the related stuff. So this is good. Now the reason again why this is good is because once you find all the related stuff for your parent topic, now you can niche down. Because generally the things that are longer tail for that, longer tail variations of that topic are going to have lower keyword difficulty. So here's what we got to do. We have to now figure out what is our extra value. So what we're talking about today, again, we talked about the personal versus the company brand. Now we're going to be talking about how to target crowds, how to set expectations for your business, how to determine what your unique value is. And again, this applies to any business. So if I wanted to, let's say, do what I do, which is what I do, obviously. And sorry, I didn't go over person B. Person B is the person that's doing the more specific targeting. Person A is the person who does targeting on everything. So this is what I do. So I'll start doing stuff around whatever I'm trying to sell, right? Now, I make a lot of money from doing a couple things. I do info products. I do a lot of consulting. So I get on the phone with businesses and I tell them what they need to do with their websites. I do a lot of audits. That's why I have time doing, spending time on my audit template. That's why I give that away a lot. That's where I do a lot of sales. So if I know that's where I do a lot of sales, that's where I want to make my money, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create some sort of extra value around that, right? My extra value is bring people in with the template, right? Most of you guys know about my SEO Audit Template. How many of you guys in chat have the SEO Audit Template? Just let me know. Give me a 1. And for those of you who don't have the SEO Audit Template, you can go to chasestarter.com. The free template, if you can't afford this program, it's right here. And you can just grab the template and get an intro on what it does. But ideally, it just helps you audit a website. Now, the reason why I give this away instead of selling it, well, at least I have 2 versions. I have the paid version, I have the free version, right? The free version doesn't really have any tutorials. The paid version has how to use it. It comes with a SEO audit program. Now, the reason why I have both of these is because I want people to opt in. When I'm going through my strategy, which I'm going to show you in a second through this calendar, I want to bring people in so that I can what? What's the most important thing that you can do besides, set an expectation for what people are going to buy later on in the buyer process? What is the best thing that you can do? Let me know in chat. And we got College Debt Revolution has the template. Alex has the template. Robert has it. Tanya has it. Dave has it. Determined Soul has it. Tommy has it. Steve has it. Graham has it. Anastasios has it. Tanya says build relationships. Steve says engage. Graham says gather prospect data. Tommy says consistent engagement. So these are all really good answers, but ideally, Tanya got it and West 10 Travel got it. You want to build a relationship. And the reason why you want to build a relationship is because people who see your stuff, they don't care who you are. If somebody sees your stuff one time, great. I mean, you got your ad in front of somebody, maybe they're going to remember you later, probably not. You know, most of the ads I see about all these entrepreneurs on Facebook and on YouTube, I have no idea who they are. They're trying to sell me some product. And why do I want to buy something from somebody that I don't have a relationship with? Now, obviously, if I don't know the person and they're just posting stuff, you know, there's no way I'm going to really build a relationship with that person. But if they were to get me to get some sort of free value, like somebody to do an ad and say, hey, you know, I got this free thing that you probably want because you're in my target audience. Here it is. And there's no pitch around it. There's no sale. That's probably going to get me to opt in. Now, why would somebody want to spend money and time and effort giving me something for free if they're not making any money back initially? And that's because they want to build relationships, because relationships are where all the money is. These days in 2020, you don't want to focus on cold leads, right? Back in the day, this worked really well. You got a ranking, or you got somebody looking at your video, and they're going to buy because there's not a lot of other information out there. These days, you can get any sort of information like that. You can buy, you know, hundreds of courses out there, thousands of courses. You can call thousands of different people who know what what to do. You can go on Fiverr, you can go on Upwork. There's people everywhere that are willing to work online. The difference, though, is that because there are only so many people, or because there are so many people trying to generate cold leads, it's no longer unique. So ads just targeting cold leads these days is a dying art. So instead what you do is you build relationships by offering value. And what I mean by that is you literally pay money to give something to somebody for free, which seems completely opposite, right? Because generally you would pay money to make money. But these days you have to pay money just for people to see your content for free. And that's because of the amount of noise in the industry. Whether you're doing pest control, whether you're doing real estate, there's so much noise online now because it's the best place to advertise that everybody's dumping their money in ads and in content. They're paying money to make money. You don't want to be in that business. The future is paying money to give away, to literally just get people to look at you. So organic traffic is actually a dying art, which is why I always say SEO is dead, because if you're only focusing on just getting organic traffic, you're only focusing on cold leads. And as we know, cold leads equal very little amount of money, opposed to relationship building, which equals a lot of money. Does this make sense to everybody in chat? Let me get a 1 in chat if this makes sense to you guys. So the solution to this is whatever industry you're in, is you figure out what the industry is that you're marketing, and you figure out how to get people to opt in and build a relationship with them. And so that's why in this template, what I do is I constantly niche down to something that I think people will want. You'll see a lot of my categories around SEO basics. And this was just a quick write-up. You know, I just took what was working in other places and I kind of applied it to here. So I'll go join Facebook groups around my topic. I'll go look at YouTube channels, and I'll go and see, you know, what's performing really well. So if I go into another group like SEO Signals Lab, which is another, you know, SEO group, I can go through here and I can see, okay, well, what are some of the top posts? You know, if I go into, not recommendations, if I go into discussion. I just scroll down and I see, what are some of these posts that have a ton of engagement? So this one, how do you determine the minimum budget required to turn an SEO campaign into a success story? So you can see 101 engagements, 39 comments. Now I guarantee you if I go in here and I go, okay, how much budget should a client have for SEO? I just kind of spin it a little bit. I guarantee you that's going to get engagement. And what I'll do is I'll take it a step further. So, Steven likes to post these memes and stuff. I don't do that. Why? Because I want people to see me. I want people to build a relationship with me or the company that I'm building. So kind of like how Income School did the unrelated sort of outdoor camping thing with a Mac laptop that was dirty, that doesn't really make sense. You want to tie relevancy to whatever you're marketing. So let's say your main topic is SEO, but the thing you're selling is audits. Then you could easily take something like how much budget should a client have for SEO, and you can position the audit as something that you're putting a picture of or something that you're redirecting the attention to. So you could be like, well, by the way, my client's budget is revolved around an audit, and the way I do audits is by charging them $500 a month. By the way, here's a picture of the template. And if that isn't visual enough for you, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So like, let's say I went into SEO Signals Lab and I said sort of the same thing. I would go, how much do you think a client should pay for SEO? I generally charge $500 a month for each phase within my SEO audit template. And then I would post a picture of the template. Now, that's a little bit more related, right, than doing pictures of me, but you can pretty much tie relevancy to anything. So if you still don't know what I'm talking about, let me break it down a little bit further. Here's, by the way, I'll put a picture of the template. So boom, there's the template, and then people are going to start wanting to know what the template's about, who I am. It's tying relevancy to something that is just based off engagement and based off the main topic. So let's say we were going to do this with something else like memes or pest control, or let's just say a moving company. Here's a moving company that I helped rank on Google. Their name's Aloha Moving. So in here you'll see, they have pictures of their trucks. They'll, do pictures of if it ever loads. Well, I guess it's not there. Pictures of them on the job, but they stopped posting, right? Now, the way you can tie more relevancy to this, so you can see it just says, thanks for letting me help you move your family. Nobody really cares about that, right? Because that's just a selfie picture. Nobody wants to see a selfie picture generally. They want to see a lifestyle picture. They want to see a glimpse into your business and into your life or whatever you're marketing. They want to tie relationship with business. So a better way to do this is niching down to, let's say, for the whole month they talked about this, how to prevent damage to your, I don't know, something around moving, how to save money during moving, and there's all these different tips. And then they started asking questions like, how much money have you spent on moving in the past? Have you spent on moving in the past? So that's the question. It doesn't always have to be questions. It can be statements as well. You could just share tips and tricks, that kind of thing. But then what you would do is you would put whatever you're marketing. So if they know they're going to get on the phone with this guy, or if they know they're going to be booking a truck online, you would tie some sort of relevancy to this. And I know this doesn't really make sense because it's really kind of weird, but you could put even just a selfie of this guy in the picture, and it would get 10 times the engagement because you're talking about the thing people are concerned about, but then you're sharing something that they feel like they're connected to. Does that make sense? It's not about manipulating. It's about creating something that people are going to look at and then feel like there's a bridge between what they found you for and what they're connecting to you with. That's why I'll show you in my strategy. What I do is, let's say I would say, how much, something like, what's the best way to rank in voice search, or what are the top SEO plugins? I'll start posting pictures of myself because I want people to think about SEO, and I want them to think about SEO with me, right? Because I'm marketing myself. Now, if it was an agency business, you would still probably want to create some sort of face of the company, because the more personalized and transparent you can get, the more people feel connected. And the more people feel connected, the more they're going to buy. So that's also why it's so important that if you're going to be getting people to connect with you, that you have people managing your relationships. You need like a relationship manager. And what this really just means is you need somebody who does support. And what support looks like is whenever you send out a mini chat, or whenever you send out an email, or whenever you send out whatever you're doing on here, you have people responding to all this stuff for you. I mean, I can tell you almost every day, I get hundreds of messages between comments and live chat and all this stuff, and there's absolutely no way I can respond to all these people, but I have somebody do it for me for a relatively affordable price. Because I want these people to be blown away by the fact that when I send them a message, they feel like I'm not only just talking to them, but they're following me on these platforms like YouTube and Discord and Instagram and ManyChat. And what happens is, within a month of me creating buzz around something, because that's the next thing. Remember how I was saying you want a topic down? The reason why is because if you focus on one thing, that becomes the most important thing. So the way human psychology works is the more focus that's put on something, the more people are going to think that thing is important. So if I talked about SEO audits for a month, people are going to think that SEO audits are the most important thing. If I talk about consulting and coaching for a month, people are going to think that coaching is the most important thing. Just like if I talk about starting your SEO business, if I keep hammering on it, keep asking questions about it, keep bringing people to videos, people are going to think that the SEO business is something that they need to really get a handle on. So when you're doing your content, you topic down, you focus on 90% value, giving people value for free. When you're giving away value within your text, video, and image-based strategy on multiple platforms like the ones in here, you want to get people to opt in. If they're not opting in, it means you're not giving away enough for free. There's two different levels of free. You have free here through giving away text, video, and images, and then you have super free. Now, the thing is that you're not actually giving away really anything for free with the text, video, and images, because you're actually charging. Anytime somebody reads your post, anytime somebody watches your video, anytime somebody looks at your image, you're charging that person time. And because time is very limited these days because of how much content is out there, and by the way, the internet's not getting any smaller. It's only going to grow in content, meaning that in a couple years the internet's going to be like times 3 the content. So it's only going to get times 3 or whatever it is more competitive. So you're charging people time with what you're doing here. So if you think, oh, I'm giving out so much good information through video, and I'm taking the best pictures and I have the best blog posts, you might have really good content, but you're still charging people their time. And just because you're doing these things doesn't mean you're going to win. There's plenty of people out there that are doing all these things, spending a lot of money, but they're still making people basically, spend their time consuming. And people can only consume so much, which is why, when you spend money, you spend it on the people who already know your stuff. When you start doing ads, you spend it on remarketing to people who already know who you are, so that those people are going to be more likely to spend their time with you because they trust you, they know you, versus some random other person. Now, when people are spending their time, you want to basically reward them. So, for instance, people in this video, we got 44 people watching. I obviously want to reward you by giving you the best information possible, right? I don't want you to be watching this video and be just like, oh, Chase is just rambling. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But the real value I'm giving you is something extra. I don't want to just give you just good information. I want to give you something you can opt into. Now, obviously, this is the 10%. This video is the 10%, meaning that this video is somewhat a sales video. You want to spend 10% of your time selling, and it's usually within whatever month you're working on. I usually do month-to-month sales. And as you guys know, the sale for this is if you go to chasewerner.com/scale, you can get this program. This is only part 1 that you're watching right now, but there's 12 other parts with the template that you get, paid templates, blah, blah, blah. Now, 90% of the time, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you anything about this. I'm just going to go in, I'm going to go, here's the template, here's the value I'm creating around the topic. So like, if I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff around SEO audits or something, I'm just going to be giving you all kinds of tutorials. Last month, I made a course about how to do SEO audits, right? And then prior to that entire month, I was giving out free information. I was updating my templates for free. I was doing as much free stuff as possible. You can see here, local SEO audit checklist was free. I was doing an audit for a client for free that people could watch. I was showing how to use my SEO roadmap. I was showing how to do keyword research audits. I was showing how to do, live SEO audits, Screaming Frog. And so by the end of the month, people were opting in all month. I got all these new relationships. I keep engaging through chat and through sharing and getting them, people on the Facebook group, blah, blah, blah. So by the time I'm at the end of the month, I go, okay, here's the program. It's the, how to make a full-time income doing SEO audits. And boom, what happened? I got a bunch of sales. I made, 14K just from the first week. And again, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling you, if you want to create a lifestyle, whether you're doing agency, whether you're doing consulting, whether you're doing audits, whether you're doing info products or videos, you want to be in the business of building relationships. So that's pretty much the biggest things you need to know about part 1. If I were you in 2020, personally, I would probably create a personal brand just because you get so much more traction. Use that money and momentum to then maybe build a company brand, which is what people like Neil Patel do. They make a lot of money doing a personal brand and then they use it to build a agency brand. Because you get more traction these days, I find, by being transparent and having a place that people feel like they're connected to, a person they feel like they're connected to. Because everything these days online is usually pretty not transparent. You want to get more into live streaming. You want to get more into chat automation. You want to get more into relationship automation. And I'm not saying, go and just automate everything you're doing so that you just make money. What I'm saying is that you want to find a way to help people and continually build relationships with people in a way that is actually giving them value without, manipulating and without doing it just for the purpose of selling, but really actually creating value and creating things that help people. There's a lot of people I get messages from these days that are, they will message me and say, hey, I just got this program, it's really been helping me. And a lot of these people, I have no idea who they are, but they've been following me for years. So the problem is that you can't help everybody, but the best way and the quickest way to try is by creating a sense of community and a way to get people to opt into a relationship with you. You want people to be able to have a chance to get to the next level with you. So just like everybody in chat right now, how many of you guys feel like you know me to a certain degree? How many of you have been seeing my automation, or not my automation, but my posts between Facebook and YouTube and ManyChat and email? Most of you who are in chat right now probably do. Yeah, Tommy, I know Tommy, West End Travel. I've been seeing you for a while. Anastasios, you're brand new for me right now, but Tanya, I know. Graham, not too familiar with. But again, I always leave the door open, and if you guys ever want to get a hold of me for any reason, my personal email is im@chaserunner.com, letter I, letter M at chaserunner.com. Also within Teachable, sorry, I didn't put this full screen. You can always ask questions and leave comments within the videos. I try to respond to those. Tommy says, my wife always says you spend more time with Chase than me. That's pretty funny. Determined Soul says, what are your thoughts on building a company brand, then becoming more transparent and putting yourself out there? So that's the thing is, I know a lot of people don't want to do stuff like this. They don't want to do a live stream. They don't want to take pictures of themselves. And I've even had people tell me, well, Chase, if I was as good looking as you, I would do it too. And I agree with that. I'm just kidding. But for real, there's tons of ways around it. People don't necessarily have to see you in order to get value from you and build a relationship with you. There's, when I first started doing SEO tutorials, a lot of the tutorials I was doing just screen shares. I would just do it like this. I would turn the camera off, boom, like that. I would just be like, all right, guys, welcome to the tutorial, right? Because you can share your voice. I was also doing podcasts where people couldn't see me on video. The problem, though, is when you have video and you do live streams like this and people see you, you generally get higher conversions. Because the more personal you make it, the more you get out of your comfort zone, the better you do. Which is why, and I don't know how many of you guys just stay inside all day. I spend about an hour maybe in this room per day, if that, because I don't like being like the old Chase, where the old Chase was just locked inside all day. It sucks. I thought it was cool to just be making money and not have anything going, anything else, right? I'd make a bunch of money. I would get in my car and I would drive my Corvette for an hour, listening to loud music. I'd come back inside and work some more, or I'd go to the gym. Now, the problem with that is you're never really getting out of your comfort zone. You need, well, at least for me, I need to spend time every day doing something to get out of my comfort zone. So whether it's a live stream, whether it's posting pictures, whether it's going to a coffee shop. Yesterday, because this happens to me all the time, I drive up to the coffee shop and I'm standing in front of the door and I go, I don't need to go in there. But in reality, I just drove 12 minutes to go to a coffee shop so I could go work in there and get out of my comfort zone. So I turned back around to the door and I walked in. I said, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go in the coffee shop. And it wasn't that bad. There's plenty of times where I purposely put myself in these situations so that I can grow as a person, because then I'm better at connecting to people. The more uncomfortable I'm willing to get, the better I am usually at connecting to people. And the better I am at connecting to people, usually the more money I make. So you can do whatever you want, but ideally you want to put yourself out there as much as possible. Your automation game is strong. Thanks, Christopher. Anastasia says, I signed up for your course last week. Right on. How many of you guys got the pre-sale, by the way, to this new program, the How to Start Your SEO Business and Scale? Which, by the way, it is coming out on the 25th. So I think this is the last day to get it. It expires, the pre-sale expires on the 15th. I'm going to bring the price up to probably around $997, maybe $700. I'm not sure on the final price yet. Still need to decide, because this is one of the bigger programs with the paid templates. Frank says he needs the link. It's just chaserunner.com/scale, but I'll put it in chat. Dan got it. Right on, Dan. Tanya says, I'm presenting at a chamber mixer very soon. Nice. Yeah, so what I would do, you guys, once you have the templates, what I would do is I would just print this out. So whether you're going to a mixer or a meetup group or wherever that there's going to be leads, present to them one of these. And all you have to do is just go to a printer shop and ask them to laminate it for you. I mean, it's easy. And when you show something tangible, something physical that people can hold in their hand and look at, they're going to be impressed. I don't know if you've seen this printout, but basically it just shows you, all the things on the checklist. Whether the site redirects the preferred version, categorize URL structure, what's being indexed. They have Google Analytics set up. And you go up to people and you go, look, here's a checklist I have. You can just hold it in your hand. You don't even have to you can have it in a folder. You can have it in a backpack. And if somebody's interested in their business doing better online, you bring them in. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but I was talking a while back about how, SEO is a gateway drug to marketing. If you can bring people in with an SEO audit, you can sell them pretty much anything. You can sell them the automation. You can sell them ManyChat. You can sell them remarketing. You can sell them ads. The reason why SEO is such a good thing to sell these days and such a good way to get people in with like a template like this is because there's generally, you can find thousands of things wrong with people's websites. From a web design perspective, from an SEO perspective, from a social media perspective, it's a little bit more biased, right? It's either they're getting engagement or they're not. Oh, we just got a sale from Skylar. Right on, Skylar. Thanks for the support. Whether you're doing ads, the best way to really get somebody in is with SEO these days, because you can audit an entire website without really having any analytics. So, I'll even do it right there. I'll bring up my phone. I'll go, yeah, your site doesn't redirect the preferred version. I'll just, type in HTTP instead of HTTPS. You can check that off. And people will be interested. They go, okay, well, how much is it? You go, no, it's a free audit. I'll do it for free for their business. And people go, why would you give me a free audit of all these things? Because you're only doing phase one. Once you start getting into the other phases, which I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with, but if you're not, I'll show you. Once you start getting into the other phases, I got to bring this up. That's what you charge for. So you bring them in for the free phase one, but then you still got phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. You got the content audit, all this stuff. And if you guys don't know how to upsell this stuff, again, all of these video explainers and everything are in the other program, which if you haven't gotten it, it's on chaserunner.com chaserunner.teachable.com. And for $297, which I actually need to make this higher, I forgot to get rid of the pre-sale price. So you'd get that now if you want to get it. It has the paid template. It has all the videos within the template, and then it also has the tutorials with it showing you how to upsell from a free audit like we're talking about to a paid audit. I'll be in Honduras until the 26th, but I already bought it. Right on. Justin says, late to the party, have to watch the replay later. Yeah, so I'll leave this video up so you guys can check it out if you're late to it. Sorry, it was such bad OCD. It's not centering for some reason. There we go. Post Dusk Marketing says, hey Chase, I talked about you in my last podcast Through the Funnel where we were talking about personal branding. Then funny enough, you just posted this video. I'm going to tag you in my blog this week on personal branding as well. Thanks. Right on. Yeah, if you want to send me the link, I can post it on the Facebook group too, so other people can check it out. Jeremiah says, what if the business doesn't have a website currently? What's the freebie for them? Then you would just come up with a game plan for their website, what it would look like. Before this ends, just a reminder about my question at the beginning of the stream. Oh, thank you very much, Alex, because I remember you put that out there. Alex says, hi, Chase. Quick question. What do you do about the sitemap of a website with thousands of pages when not all of them are equally relevant? What do you mean when the pages aren't equally relevant? So this would actually be a good question to ask in a live stream I'll be doing on Friday, where I'm going to be answering questions live. So if you want to wait till then, because this is a little bit off topic for the part one of this program. But anyways, I'm going to head out, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys all very soon. Let me know if you have any questions about what we talked about today, and I will see you all next time. Until then, happy SEOing, happy marketing, and happy life. See you guys. Bye.